16-year-old girl. She started to become upset when she noticed her body begin to change, and she gained a couple of extra pounds. After lunch one day, she went to the bathroom to throw up her food, and she realized how much better she had felt about herself. She had known other girls who threw up, so she didn't see it as a big deal. As time went on, she started to make herself vomit after every meal. None of her family members suspected anything because she ate at every meal, and only seemed to lose a couple of pounds. She looked great, but her body felt awful. She was exhausted, fatigued, and irritable. Her parents finally took her to the doctor, and she was diagnosed with bulimia. Everyone in life has to deal with struggles and hardships, some of which are more severe than others. Teenagers endure many of the struggles of the world and put a huge toll on their bodies. Teens are always pressured to have the right clothes, talk to the right people, and be the right shape. Being a teenager, it is very easy to see how people can get wrapped up in society's expectations. Because of this pressure, many teens struggle with eating disorders that could ultimately result in taking their lives. As stated on Teens Health, 1 or 2 out of every 100 students will struggle with an eating disorder. The two most common eating disorders are anorexia and bulimia. Both are very severe conditions and negatively affect the health of each person who has them. Anorexia is a condition that occurs when people fear weight gain, and they often have a distorted view of their body size and shape. Many teens prevent their weight gain restricting their eating to hardly ever or exercising way too much. The teens who struggle with anorexia are often very skinny or extremely underweight. Some of them even binge eat and make themselves throw up or excessively exercise to work off the little amount of food they eat. Some results of anorexia are damage to the heart, liver, and kidneys, muscle weakness, lightheadedness and poor concentration, depression and withdrawal, and sometimes even death. Anorexia is a serious problem, and most people diagnosed with it can only recover by receiving medical attention. Bulimia is another extreme eating disorder. It is very similar to anorexia, except for the fact that teens struggling with bulimia look a little normal and healthy weight. Teens who struggle with bulimia often binge eat and then immediately force the food out of their system by vomiting. Some also use laxatives, water pills, and some fast to prevent weight gain. Psychologist Daniel LaGrange believes that the cycle of binging and purging often begins as early as 15 or 16. There are many teens who struggle with bulimia, and the results are the same as teens who struggle with anorexia, sometimes leading to death. According to WebMD, 1 out of every 7 women has or is struggling with an eating disorder at any given time. The 2003 Youth Risk Behavior Survey found that 36% of adolescent girls believed they were overweight, while 59% were trying to lose weight. There are many ways to prevent eating disorders. The first step is to talk to the person you are trying to keep from having the disorder and encourage reasonable eating habits. It also helps to encourage people that what they see on TV isn't realistic. From there, you have to promote a healthy body image instead of an extremely underweight one. You have to foster the teen's self-esteem and make sure to let them tell you about their accomplishments in their lives. Lastly, you should share the dangers of eating disorders with them and let them know the consequences of the disorders and what they may potentially lead to. God made everyone in His image, so nobody should be starving themselves just to fit into society's view. If someone would have helped Emily or been more aware about her life, she would have been one more confident teen ready to conquer the world.